Good afternoon. I'm going to call this meeting to order. This is a special meeting of the Gloucester Licensing Board. Today is Tuesday, February 28th, 2023, and the time is 4:02 p.m. This meeting is recorded by video and audio in accordance with state open meeting law. Pursuant to Chapter 107 of the Acts of 2022, this meeting will be conducted by remote participation. Additionally, all votes taken by the Gloucester Licensing Board during this and future remote meetings will be by roll call vote. If you're calling in on a phone, you can press *9 to request to speak. If you're watching on a computer, there's a raised hand button that you could tap or press to speak. The public may not physically attend this meeting, but every effort will be made to allow the public to view and listen to this meeting in real time and participate when necessary. This is a special meeting, so there is no public comment. We are going to go into executive session for an unknown amount of time. Shouldn't be more than an hour, I'm thinking. And then we are going to come out of executive session and come back into public session to have a discussion regarding seasonal population for 2023. So with that being said, we'll do introductions. I am Melissa Prince, member to this board. Ted?
Ted Costa, member to the board.
Allison Battle, clerk.
Thank you. John Lamoran is expected to join us shortly. He's not here. However, we do have a quorum with 2 of 3 members. So therefore, we have the ability to vote to go into executive session. So that being said, I am going to move that the Gloucester Licensing Board will convene an executive session pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 30, Section 21, Subset 3, to discuss strategy with respect to litigation with Tavern on the Harbor. As an open meeting will have a detrimental effect on the litigation position of the public body. Sorry. And I so move. And we have a second. And John Lamoran is joining us right now. Hi, John. We are in the middle of a vote. I'm going to call it now. The vote is to go into executive session to discuss Tavern on the Harbor. So Allison, can you call roll call vote, please?
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Ms. Prince?
Yes.
Mr. Lamoran?
I saw his lips move. I believe he said yes. Okay, so we're going to go into executive session. And again, we will be returning to this session to have a quick discussion, and then we will adjourn from there. Suzanne Egan, who is city solicitor, has just joined us as well. Welcome, Suzanne. I think she's still connecting. Hi, Suzanne. We just did the motion. Sorry, we just did the motion to go into executive session, and that was allowed. So we are signing off this meeting, going into into Google Meets, and then we'll return. The board will return to this session to do some further business. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Allison, just make sure that this Zoom session is muted so that the public can't hear if you're going to continue the meeting. Okay. Thank you.
Hi, Suzanne.
Hi, is it only us?
So far, I'm going to mute. Let me mute this one. Relax, Luke. I'm not muted yet. Hold on.
Okay.
It's being really weird. Where is this?
Just very important that happens. We had a little flap on the school committee once where it wasn't muted and the conversation was available to the public.
For some reason it's not letting me mute. Why is that? So weird.
Can you get out of it and get back in it again?
No. Settings. So weird. Won't even give me my volume bar. Of course, the one time that I need to do this. Okay, here we go. Jeez. So we're going to shut volume is at 0.
But is there a mute?
And I'm doing both. I'm over.
And you're on the Zoom meeting, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the volume is on 0 and there's an X.
Yeah, but on zero might mean that you can't hear it. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's muted.
Hold on. My speakers are muted. Got me nervous. Hold on. Hey, Bird. Can you help me? Let me call my tech people. Hold on.
It has to be muted. And the settings aren't giving it to me.
Computer to that laptop right now?
Now.
You just came in the other room then, right?
No, basically, it needs to be muted. Can't pick up on it. I need to record.
I'll bring it upstairs. Let me know if you need it, okay?
Okay, thank you.
I need to be plugging out. Mm. Awesome.
Yeah. I'm sitting here wondering why I'm hot and I forgot my heater is on. Okay, so we are in public session
5:09.
and we're recording, correct?
Yes.
All right. All right, so it is 5:09 and we are returning to our agenda. The next item and last item for consideration is the board members will vote on the 2023 seasonal population increase estimate for the ABCC. Each year, we have to take a vote. The licensing board in each community has to take a vote to determine the population of 2023, which triggers the quota system for seasonal licenses. In the general laws, from my research and talking to prior city attorneys, was that there's not necessarily a quota for seasonal on-premise licenses, but in the statute, it lists a quota for off-premise package store, seasonal package store licenses. So regardless, the ABCC expects from us each year to give them a estimate of the population for the 2023 year. And Gloucester is one of those communities that in the winter, it's not as busy as the summer, and that's why we issue seasonal licenses to address the increase in population. So I reached out, and I think I sent the answer to you all. I reached out to Joanne Sinos to capture the information that they have regarding the city census that goes out. And this is her response. I just want to read it into the record. The data requested as follows. The total residents is 25,033 who have returned their 2022 census forms. The total part-time residents, which is captured in that, they do capture and consider residents that are only here half year. They had 366 responses. So it's about 25,500 is what they have as a population number by going by that census form only.
Do we know the percentage that they send out versus the ones that don't return?
We don't, but what we do know, each year, every 10 years, the federal government does a census. And I think they get a different type of response. And it's every 10 years, right? So in 2020, the official population, according to the 2020 federal census, is 29,729, right? And this is as of, I'm not even sure, last year. But keep in mind also, remember last year, we got a document from a notice from the ABCC saying our population has increased and therefore triggered another license to issue. And that was information as of October 29th through 2021. So we got to over 30,000 by somebody's records in 2021. Allison, do you have the figure that we voted last year? I thought it was 30 something.
Not.
I had asked you to look that up and I don't know that I have it. So a couple things. So there's one conversation to have is about residency, and then there's another conversation to have about population, right? I mean, it's pretty clear that in the summer, we're much busier than we are in the winter. I mean, when you look around to the local establishments, you can walk into a local establishment and get seated pretty quickly in the winter, but when the summer comes, there's lines and reservations are required to get in. So I believe last year, I think we said around 32,000. But we have to really think about how many more people do we think are in this community in the summer versus the numbers that I just presented.
I say we go by 21, but that's ABCC has us listed as.
The same number we did last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Allison, you don't have that form from last year because you're the one that sends it into the ABCC.
No, I haven't had a chance to look at that.
I think you emailed it to us, didn't you, last year too, Allison?
I probably did last year, but I can't even pull it up.
So I'm looking down and I'm looking at my phone to see if I can find it. I tried looking earlier and it didn't jump out at me.
I'm on my computer with, that would have been,
March of last year, I believe we took the vote, or maybe it was even April, because I think we did it a little late last year.
Yeah, my file explorer is not responding, so I can't look at my records.
the weighted average spreadsheet, maybe? No, it's in May.
Ted, do you have any questions on what we're doing? Yep, you're muted.
No, just trying to figure out where you're getting your number from. I understand what Joanne has. I looked online and I was gonna just send out something which has a US Census page, which is showing in 2023, the city of Gloucester going to 30,291.
I found the one from 2021, which we voted was 28,789. So my memory of that is that we voted the number that Joanne gave us.
And it's lower this year.
Actually, it's higher. Our population's gone up because we got another license. All right, so our population is 30,000, right? Let's just throw that out there because we know it got to 30,000 because we got another license. So the question is, we know that the population increases. It doesn't mean that necessarily the people live here in the summer, but we know the population in Gloucester increases in the summer. Do we want to capture that amount, or do we want to go by what we think the actual residency is? It's my understanding, at first I used to think, no, residency is population, but when I talked to the ABCC, they kind of were swaying back and forth that they don't mean the same thing, right? That we have more visitors in the summer that desire access to establishments.
Right.
I was thinking there. Let's see.
I'm just trying to figure out what, so we have more visitors, but we also have more people that come in and live in summer homes. So it's kind of a twofold.
But this, I asked Joanne Tino's on that, the summer homes that are owned, they usually capture that in the residency. In other
Okay.
words, the snowbirds that live in Florida in the winter and come here in the summer,
Yep.
those are included in the census. I mean, I like to throw out a number like 35,000, right? We know we're at 30. And it just seems like it's a little busier. It's not, we used to always say the population doubles in the summer, right? Well, it really doesn't double because we don't go to 60,000 people. It's just an estimate. But it's what do we, the document is acting under the authority of Mass General Law 13817, the board at a meeting held on such a date estimated that the temporary increased resident population of Gloucester as of July 10, 2023 will be.
I think I'd go higher than that. I think I'd go to 40.
You would?
It's funny, I was gonna say 50, but I know that's too much, but at least 35, 36, 38.
So Ted, do you think there's 10,000 more residents in summer than winter?
Well, interchangeably, you used the word visitor before, so I didn't know.
I know.
Yeah, is it?
The form I'm reading now says temporary increased resident population.
So,
The estimate was made and voted upon by a meeting called for by purpose after due notice to each member at the time. The estimate is true to the best of the knowledge and belief.
so I can't believe we only have 300 seasonal residents. There's definitely a larger number than that.
If you thought about families, John, that come in over your neck of the woods and come in over my neck of the woods, I mean, probably in wards 2 and 3 in the center of town, there aren't quite as many. But if you looked at East Gloucester, Magnolia, West Gloucester, and down in Lanesville, some of those homes, you're probably, you have family of 4 or 5, 3, 4, 5 come in. You're probably looking at 300 to 500 in each of those wards. Or maybe 200.
That's why I feel comfortable going up to 35,000. That's adding 5,000 people.
Yeah, I mean, I know folks that, come up here, they're registered in Florida as residents but then they come up here for 6 months out of the year, so, but for tax purposes, they are residents of Florida and they got to be there for 6 months. So
So
it's at
Madam Chair,
least,
if you throw out 35 and John and I were leaning up towards 38 or 40, what we split the difference. What does that actually do for the number of licenses if we said it was going to be 38 or 37?
To be honest with you, so when you look at our quota breakdown that we get from the ABCC every year, and like I said, this is the most recent, and it says as of October 29th, that we've already issued 13 seasonal licenses at minimum. That's the on-premise, and then 15 on-premise licenses and 6 off-premise licenses. It really doesn't matter because according to this, we've already addressed the issue of 30,000, 35,000, or 40,000, right? If you go by that $5,000, that $5,000
Person.
per person, But it's important because like I said, when I opened this conversation, the statute, Mass General Laws does not address how many on-premise seasonal licenses we can issue. It's a matter of public need, right? That's the language they use. However, with the off-premise, meaning the package stores, they do use that 1 per 5,000 residents, right? And we're already over that because, 6 would mean
30.
30, right? So that's saying we're already over 30 of our regular residencies by having that many seasonals. So,
Package stores.
Package stores. you
and
mean.
package stores, yeah, seasonal package stores. That doesn't count the other 14 that we already have. We have 14 year-round licenses for package stores. Plus we have an additional 6 seasonal. So my purpose of having this conversation too is so that when we have applicants come to us for seasonal licenses, we're designating a number that we believe our population is and should be acting accordingly and having that this conversation as we consider other applicants coming at us.
Is that both for on-premise and off-premise or just off-premise?
It's for both, but we have obviously more flexibility with the on-premise than we do
On-premise.
the off-premise.
Yep.
But if we're making a declaration to what our population is, we should keep that in mind, right? Just because we have the discretion to issue as many as we can due to the public need, does that mean that everybody that asks for one gets one? In my opinion, no, right? Because you don't want a city filled with alcohol licenses. Because that just irritates the business industry because these licenses are competitive, right? There's a quota system for a reason.
Right. No, and I would agree. I don't think you issue every license either. You know, it depends on the need and a lot of other factors.
Right.
So,
I mean, I'm okay going to 40. If we want to throw 40 out there, I mean, if that is your comfort level, I'm okay with that. But I also think that the amount of licenses that we've issued already addresses 40,000. It's not like we're coming up with a number this year that far exceeds what we already provide in this community.
right. And I can think of one establishment that's looking for a seasonal when they reopen. So that,
Yeah, but
Right.
you know what? To be honest with you, I think this document captures that one that was going to reopen.
Okay.
Already, it's already part of that because it was operating when this quota was established.
identified. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. I'd be willing to go to 36 and 36,500. To do 501.
I say based on that, maybe we should go down then to do 37.5 or 36.5.
I don't think 1,000 really makes a difference, so I'm okay either one. To me, it's either 35 or 40, right? So whatever you think. Somebody make a motion. Let's throw it out for discussion instead of figuring it out before the motion.
I think 40 is a little high compared to, 10,000 is a little high for me. Which is why I said, 36, 37, 38. So
Let's go for 37,750.
I'll make a motion that we set the population. Is this what the figure is? The population figure at 37,000 even.
second,
And that is what captures the increased population, that number. Yes,
Captures the increase of summer population, yes.
thank you. So do you have that as part of your motion, Allison? Ted put forward 37, I think I heard, for the increased summer residential population. I can't hear
you're
you.
muted.
So proposed figure of 37,000 that captures the increase of
Summer seasonal.
seasonal.
The increased summer population or seasonal population.
Okay.
Okay,
Roll call.
roll call. I didn't hear. the second.
John did the second.
I did a second. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Mr. Costa,
Yes.
Ms. Prince,
Yes.
Mr. Lammern.
Yes.
Okay, great. So Allison, you have that form? It was sent out to us with the seasonal packets from the ABCC.
Yes.
Okay, so if we can get that signed and sent in, that'd be great.
You don't have that up in front of you, do you? If you do, can you send it to me?
The email.
No,
Not the-
you know
not-
the email that you got from the ABCC with the seasonal packets, there was like 4 attachments to it. This is one of them.
Right. No, I know. I deleted it the other day, so I was annoyed at myself.
Okay,
but-
I'll send it to you again.
I mean, I know I have it, but I just mistakenly deleted it today.
Yep, I'll send it to you. I do that all the time. Okay, so this is a special meeting. So we are all set with the population. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second,
Roll call vote?
Mr. Costa,
Yes.
Miss Prince,
Yes.
Mr. Lammerd.
yes.
Thank you, gentlemen, very much for being available. Allison, for being available for this time period of the day.
You're welcome.
Enjoy your trip.
Yes,
I will.
John.
Have a good meeting on the 14th. I don't think I'll be on. I'll hopefully be on the beach, soaking up some sun and drinking some margaritas.
With a aloha flowered plumeria around your neck. Safe travels. All right, good
Thank
night,
you.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Right.